Two of Monson's own have been enjoying their reign as Miss Central Mass and Miss Teen Central Mass since being crowned back in late July. Jenna Kelley and Lexi Woloshchuk join me to talk about what it takes to compete in the Miss USA pageant system as they prepare for their state competition just a week away. Thank you so much for being here with me today.
No problem. Thanks for the invite.
No, you're welcome. You're always welcome here. So tell me a little bit about yourself. What school do you go to? What's your official title?
My name's Jenna Kelley. I was crowned Miss Central Massachusetts in July. Right now I'm 20 years old and I go to Asnuntuck Community College, getting my degree just in general education, and then from there I'm going to get my dietetics degree so I can study nutrition and work with people on their healthy living and everything like that.
That's great.
I'm in high school. I go to Woloshchuk and my title is Miss Teen Central Mass, so I'm her little sister. Right now I'm just doing a lot of courses in school, like I do some business courses because that's something I'm interested in. I did a technology and engineering course because I'm interested in architecture for when I'm older. So, yeah.
Very cool. So tell me all about your experience and, the road to Miss Central Mass, starting with, how did you get involved in this? Why did you want to compete?
For me, I went to college, and of course, many people put on the freshman 15. In my case, I put on about like 30 pounds, so we'll call it temporary 30. And so I came home and I was like, I need to set a goal for myself. And I was able to watch one of my best friends compete on the stage, and that's when I really became interested in it. And so with the support of my family and friends, I was able to enter the competition, and with it being a week away, I can say that I'm here and I'm literally feeling better than ever, and I'm 30 pounds lighter, thank God. So that was my journey.
That's great. So it started as a goal.
Yes.
But you really found that you love competing and you love the atmosphere of being
Absolutely. Just have it like living in a healthy lifestyle. It's such a great feeling. I wake up feeling so much more energized, and I get through my day knowing that I can go through and I can study for those exams without relying on like the junk food and everything like that I turned to at one point. So it's good, and it's such a proud accomplishment knowing that I can get through it without that stuff.
Great. And what about you, Lexi? What made you want to be involved in these pageants and compete?
Well, since I was younger, I've done some pageants. I did like the little girl pageants, and I moved away from it, but then our friend Bailey, she won Miss Massachusetts Teen USA 2014, and ever since then I've done a healthy lifestyle with a trainer, and I've really enjoyed it, and it's just something that my body is transformed, and it really made me set a goal for myself to work with different organizations. I work for an organization called Monson Hears, which is drug and alcohol awareness, and that's like something, the title, it'll help me expand on this instead of just being like in Monson. The drug and alcohol awareness is such a big deal. I want to expand on it and go all throughout Massachusetts and talk to people at all different schools and tell them my story. My brother is actually a recovering drug addict, so I know how it feels and I know what you go through. So I think that talking to people about it and letting them know ahead of time that it doesn't do any good, that's really why I'm here.
Great. So that kind of gets into the values of this system, this pageant system. Talk about it. What is the Miss Universe system? What are its values, and when competing, what are you judged on?
Well, we have bathing suit, interview, and evening gown. So we'll be judged on all three of those sections throughout the weekend. On Saturday night, it's the preliminary competition, so we will do bathing suit and evening gown. All 102 of us there is, I think. So we'll do all of that Saturday night. Sunday morning, we'll wake up bright and early and do our interviews. And then from there, top 15 will be placed in both teen and miss.
Right.
And we will recompete in bathing suit and evening gown.
Right. And then from there, there's top 5, and you get asked the scary onstage question everybody dreads. But it's a lot of fun to go through that process. We went through it in July, and now going through it again, it's kind of like, all right, well, we got a little handle on what's going to happen, and it's really exciting.
That's great. So for those who don't know, this pageant system. This is the, Donald Trump was the founder, and it's the Miss Universe system. So as you're saying, you know, bathing suit, it's really the values of living a healthy lifestyle and promoting health.
Absolutely,
and an interview is more on the, you know, promoting having an education.
Yes, and they really just want to get to know us better, and they want to see like what we're all about. Like some people, what they go to school for, why they're going to school for that. If they have a background, knowing, you know, watching the news, keeping up with current events and everything
they're
like that.
Up to date with everything, and they want a very well-rounded girl, and that's.
Yeah, and the way I look at it is like right now they're not picking a Miss Massachusetts or a Miss Massachusetts teen. They're hoping to pick like a Miss USA or Miss Teen USA.
That will take it all the way.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So talk about all your other activities, things you do through the pageant system.
Well, I know that I play field hockey outside of the system, and I play with my school. I'm on JV, and I've played for 2 years, and I think that that's really promoted part of my healthy lifestyle. And it just really you don't always have to be dressed up like this to be pretty. You can be in cleats and with a stick in your hand and be running around in the mud, and it's still beautiful.
For me, I spend a lot of my time at a dance studio in Wilbraham. I teach jazz, ballet, lyrical, acro, hip hop, and all of the above to students ages 5 to 18 usually. And so I just think I love spending my time with them. I love sharing one of my passions. I've danced since I was 2 years old, so now being able to teach it and share with them something that I love doing so much, it's an honor to be able to teach them. So that's where I spend most of my time.
So the night that you both were crowned, you know, what was going through your head? Did you ever think that you would be chosen?
Honestly, there was, I think, 5 or 6 of us in my category, and there was probably about the 3 of you, right?
In mine, yeah.
So I knew mine was bigger, and I haven't heard of a lot of girls that I was competing against, and I've never competed before in my life. So I was kind of nervous, like, what am I getting myself into? Like, what do I expect? What are the chances of me even winning the first pageant that I've ever done? So honestly, I kind of went into it a little blinded, and I think that almost had an advantage for me because I just was like, all right, well, I'm just gonna have fun, and in the end, it doesn't matter if I'm a winner or if I didn't go home with the crown, because I learned so much about myself within this experience, and I'm kind of going into the Miss Massachusetts pageant the same way. I'm just looking to meet friends and have fun, and you know, if I like it, then I can always go back next year.
Right. And just like Jenna said, I'm going into it having a lot of fun because that's really what it's about. You can take it as serious as you want because it is a competition, but you really want to get some friends out of it and make it something that you can talk about like for the rest of your life. You don't want it to be, oh, I took it so seriously that it wasn't fun anymore, because meeting the friends, lifelong friends, I know I have met a lot of friends, and I know that with just this title, that night was amazing. I was crowned, and then I went over. They were doing their top 5 questions, and I was sitting, I was peeking over the curtain, and everyone was like, "Lex, you're not supposed to be doing that." I was like, you know what? I want to watch. So I was peeking around, and then she got crowned. Everybody looked at me because I was screaming.
We had about 40 people in the crowd that came to support us. So it was such a huge accomplishment. 2 Monson girls being crowned the same night, the same pageant. Like,
we were running down the stage with our hands in the air.
Who would have thought?
It was so much fun.
Yeah.
So you have a big support group behind you.
Absolutely. I think it's funny because we had the Miss Massachusetts orientation this past weekend, and many people were going up to buy their tickets, and they were like, oh, we'll take 3 or 4, maybe 5. And both our moms went up to buy ours, and we combined ours together, and they go, oh, we'll take 46 tickets. So
they were like, did I need tickets for anybody else?
So it's kind of funny, but honestly, we wouldn't be where we are today without our support system. We've gotten so much help, whether it was just studying for interviews and keeping up on current events, like I said, or being at that family party and having all eyes on us, being like, okay, no eating that cake over there. So.
We can have the cake, you can't, we'll have the piece for you.
So that was definitely really helpful, having all of them behind us on this journey.
Yeah, we call them our family because we're so close. We're basically sisters because we're family, friends, and we spend more time with each other than anybody else.
Yeah.
You mentioned that you were inspired by Bailey being crowned.
Yeah.
What do you have to say to those girls who are now thinking about competing? What advice do you have to give them?
Oh boy, honestly, just do it. You have nothing left to lose right now. Like, reach for the stars. I really feel like you can push yourself. Like,
whatever's in your heart.
yeah, something that I learned throughout this whole journey is that I can push myself so much further than I really thought I ever could. And I think that is something that all young girls need to realize, is that, like, if they're going this far right now, they can really push themselves so much farther and achieve so much more in the end.
Right, I know, like, if I'm sitting there working out and it hurts, it's like, push myself a little bit extra and it'll make a difference. And it's like, the girls, if, just like Jenna said, if you think that you push yourself just enough, it's like, there's always more you can do. There's always more if you think that you're, like, for me, I will do mock interviews in my room by myself. I'll look at myself in the mirror, but there's never a time where it's done. Like, there's always more you can do. I can always go out in the living room, talk to my parents. I can say, oh, will you ask me some more questions? I can, instead of sitting there watching TV, ask more questions. So it just prepares you even more.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Through Miss Central Mass, you've had opportunities to volunteer and give back to the community. Talk about some of those experiences.
One of my biggest ones for the both of us that we both were able to volunteer with was to work with the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. Cystic fibrosis is such a thing that hits really close to home. I have a couple, family friends who were diagnosed with it at such a young age, and just seeing them go through it, it really had made me want to learn so much more about this disease and everything that has caused it and what it's all about. So I was able to reach out to the foundation in Connecticut, and we were able to go and do a bike-a-thon. And it was kind of fun. It was definitely different, and it was their first one, so it was really good to be a part of that and see all the money that they were raising. And there is no cure for cystic fibrosis right now, so I think it's definitely such an awesome opportunity for us to be a part of an organization, and hopefully one day they can help find a cure for it.
Yeah, we've been to a lot of different walks. We went to the Rays of Hope walk, actually, too. And that's something I've done since I was younger. So going there with my crown and sash and taking some pictures and just being there and showing that we were there. I posted some things on Instagram and just kind of getting the word out there for even more people to come, because no matter what, there's never enough you can do.
The autism walk too, we were able to be a part of that at Westfield State, I believe it was. Yeah, Westfield State. So that was really cool. That was a huge event. There was people from everywhere that came and walked that, and it was just a mile, but it was just like around the park, but it was still so awesome to see all of the teams that came, and there were
plenty of teams.
There was so many teams, and there was a stage where actually some of the kids, they were so adorable. They got to get up on the stage and dance and just let loose, and it was funny to see, like, sometimes it's okay to bring out your inner child and to have fun with them. So we had a blast at that one.
Yeah, great. I participated in Boston Fashion Week, so in Jenna, we actually did an event together, and we walked, and it was just a lot of fun. It was a cool experience. It's something I've never done before.
Yeah, definitely me either.
Completely serious and walking the runway like you're like a model, and it's like, it was really cool because it's something that you normally obviously wouldn't do, and it was interesting.
That's probably one of the best things that has come with this title, is that we get to do things that are outside our comfort zone, and we get to push ourselves. And like I said before, throughout this whole process is finding out stuff about ourselves that we never knew before. Like, I actually enjoyed modeling,
that. That's something
and I
again.
never would have thought that I would have done that. So it's been such an awesome opportunity for us to be given.
When will we find out if you've been crowned?
Sunday night at 5, I believe it is. Yep, at 5 will be the crowning ceremony.
That's the finals, so that's really exciting. And
so make sure everyone checks all the social networks. Hopefully you'll see our
Instagram,
faces.
Facebook, Twitter, all of it. That's Lexi Woloshchuk.
Well, we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you so
much
for being here today.
Yeah, thank you for inviting us.